Our smartphones, they are a constant source of distraction. And I got really annoyed by that at some point last year. I was spending about 2 to 3 hours every day. That's 60 to 90 hours a month. Are you kidding me? And so because I value and appreciate my time away from my phone, living life, being creative and productive, doing things that are actually really meaningful, I value all of that a little more than just like hanging out on my phone. I decided to apply minimalism because why not? And so today in this video, I want to show you my minimalist phone setup, which has totally changed my relationship with this device and overall changed my life. The point is that our phones should be working for us and not the other way around. I feel like we've become slaves of our phones and all these social media apps and How can my phone encourage good habits in my life? How can I set it up so it makes bad habits less convenient? So I'm a little embarrassed about the state of my phone. It's been through a lot. Yeah, sorry about that. And not sorry either, because the state of my phone shouldn't take away from the value of this video. I do use a case with my phone. It's by Silk. The cool thing about this is that it holds several credit cards here in the back. The first thing I want to mention is that I disabled the iPhone's default setting of rise to wake, meaning every time you pick it up, the display turns on. I don't like that. So I turn that off. It really only turns on when I tell it to. Boom. Now you can already see that I have a very minimalist home screen and wallpaper installed, and I really like it that way. It's just plain white with like some mountains in the background. Ooh yeah. Over the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, I kept on deleting apps that were really not very essential, that had just been accumulating over all these years and that I just really wasn't using that much. A lot of them though were just in case apps, you know, the ones you keep on your phone because you're like, oh well, I might use it in this situation or might need it then, and if I don't use it at least once a week, then you're out. Currently, I don't have any social media apps on my phone. I got rid of Facebook and Twitter last year, and last week I also deleted Instagram and YouTube. With Instagram, it's more of like an experiment. I'm trying to figure out what the best way is to keep Instagram in my life, because I do want to continue using it, especially the stories and my photography account, Conni Creates. I do have Instagram and YouTube and stuff on my iPad, but I don't really use my iPad much. I don't really bring it out a lot. And I also have an app on my laptop called Grids. So that also allows you to use Instagram and read your messages and check your Instagram stories and stuff. But other than that, yeah, I don't miss Instagram. Oopsie. Anyway, it's an experiment, yet to be decided how I'm gonna keep Instagram in my life. We'll see. I like it, but I also don't like it. It's this love-hate sort of relationship, and you know what it is. Well, so the big question is now, which apps are left? Because I removed so many of them. Well, on my home screen here, you see I have the calendar, weather, clock to set alarms and stuff, Google Maps, settings, a browser. Bear is my note-taking app, which I really like, and I use Insight Timer currently to meditate every day. Down below at the bottom, I have here on the left-hand side messages, WhatsApp, and phone. And then I have my Spotify, photos, and camera. So there's really not that much on here that's very distracting, but I also have to mention that I have all notifications turned off except for WhatsApp. The main reason that I have WhatsApp turned on is because that's how my mom and my family get in touch with me, you know, when there's anything important, and also my girlfriend, so it makes sense. But other than that, even calls or other messages are turned off, really. No one can reach me just like that so easily. Now, when I swipe left, and this is like the widget screen, all I have on there is my screen time. It's at 51 minutes today, which is because I've been kind of preparing this video and listening to podcasts and talking to my girlfriend. I also turned off suggested search by Siri. I actually have Siri completely turned off. I think it's annoying. I don't like using my phone like that. And I removed all other widgets on this screen because just distraction. You don't need it, but I do like to know how much time I spend on my phone. I have a second page with apps, and that's basically it. And I have them organized in different folders. I've got travel, which, you know, really just the most important ones. I really downsized this one because I had so many apps in this folder. Then I have my photo and video folder. I got the DJI app for my drone. I've got Lightroom to edit some photos on here. The imaging edge, the orange one anyway, is to connect this camera, my Sony camera, to my phone, which is sometimes very handy. Magic Hour is a really cool app because it basically shows me when the next sunset is and the next sunrise, and when magic hour is basically, which is very important for photographers and filmmakers. Then I have Unfold. It's an app with which I sometimes create Instagram stories. Typerama, same thing, sometimes Instagram stories. And a VSCO, which I sometimes use to edit my photos as well, or apply a filter for Instagram stories. And I do use all of them pretty much weekly. Then I have some extras here, which is very random, you know, like calculator, voice memos. I have moved to Inbox and Pensieve, which are two apps that allow me to from my browser, from Chrome, for example, here on my phone, to send a URL straight into my inbox, or I can also type a note and it sends that automatically when I hit send to my email inbox on Gmail, which I love those two apps. And then we have business, more or less, and you got Skype, Zoom, Work Hard Anywhere. WHA is a really cool app to find coffee shops that you can work from, and it tells you sort of, you know, how's the Wi-Fi, is there plugs, how's the coffee, all that stuff. Croissant to find co-working spaces all around the world. 1Password is my password manager. Instapaper to read blog posts that I save to read for later without any distractions and ads. We've got Trello for to-dos. Overcast, podcast app, and I have my Gmail app hidden on the second page, so I don't want to be kind of drawn to check my email too often. In the transport folder, I got, you know, taxi apps, Uber, Drive Now for car sharing. And then I have a couple of apps to rent these little scooters that are all over the place these days, like Bird and Lime and Grin. I actually do use all three very frequently because depending, some are closer or further away. And then Boosted is for my boosted board, my electric skateboard. Then we've got a few productivity apps. I just called it that folder. Dropbox, Amazon, Sleep Cycle. When I do set an alarm, when I'm sleeping on my own and I need to get up early, I use Sleep Cycle a lot, App Store. And then Bright Mind and Waking Up are two really awesome meditation apps as well, for more guided meditations. And then Speed Test, I do like to test my internet speeds in different places, especially as a YouTuber. And then Finance, just, you know, all my banks and stuff. So that is basically it. As I mentioned, I have all notifications turned off except for WhatsApp. I just don't tolerate other people's agendas. And I just don't like living in reactionary mode. Even when I had social media apps on my phone, I had all notifications turned off. And thus I am in the driver's seat of my time and my attention. I also have no games on my phone or news apps. I don't really read the news very much, maybe once a week or so, and I do that on my laptop or on my iPad. And this is it, my friends. This is my minimalist phone setup. I hope this was interesting for you. I hope you learned something. I hope I inspired you to also make your phone a little bit more minimalist. I don't miss anything. I have more time to do things that are actually important and meaningful. And if you'd like to learn more about how to live a more intentional life, then Please do subscribe to my channel. You can also sign up to my newsletter that I send out about once a week or so. You know, I like to write about insights that I have, and I also share a lot of cool resources and tips in there. They're very special. I get really awesome feedback. You can check out my podcast. I link to everything below, and of course, you can find me on Instagram, which I still use. It's still my life, and I do like to inspire people on there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye!